So you want more Skylines, huh? You want more illegal content? Well, I got another one for you today. If you haven't seen it already, here's your chance. Today's exposed video is going to be the R33 GTR. So here we have a fine 1995 Nissan Skyline GTR. These are, I want to call this car the lost sibling. It's kind of an interesting car altogether. I have an R32, I have an R34, and the R33s just never really made me, I don't know, it never felt the same. But over the years, having been around this one and a couple of other ones, this car does grow on you a little bit. It's a little bit of a departure from the typical GTR mentality. It is all-wheel drive. It is RB2060 ETT, but there's just something different about it. I thought it was a heavier car for the longest time, but it's really not. It's really not that much heavier. or heavier at all. I think it's actually lighter than the R34, but it is a little bit heavier than an R32. So if we go through the progression of GTRs, well, we'll call them modern GTRs, the R32 was really svelte, really small, tight package, lots of stuff packed in there. All-wheel drive RB2060 ETT also, but more, I would say, racing pedigree. The GTR in R33 form is catered more to the GT experience, I'd like to think. This is a Grand Tourer for sure. It's a little bit bigger. I want to say that, and you know, I could be wrong, but it feels a little bit bigger. You can see they rounded off the edges. This is no longer an angular or sharp featured car. It has rounder features. And they changed up a few things on this car, but that's really like the main element, I think, that sets it apart, is that change in the body shape and design. It's more of like a rounded edges, water's going to drip off of it type of design. So this one in particular has a built motor. Take a look under the hood. Mostly stock interior. It's got a Sparco wheel and a Nismo shift knob. But if we look under the hood, Roberto has spent some hours under here. So you can see basic bolt-ons. This has N1 turbos, so it's able to handle a little more boost. It's running on E85 Haltech, 1000cc injectors, the typical combination that we run. Relocated oil filter. Nice catch can, all routed nicely. Fuel pressure regulator. HKS intakes that have been adapted. And that's fairly it. Oh, it has a front pipe, full exhaust. But that's pretty much it. This is a fairly stock car otherwise. The motor is built. Has a slightly higher compression piston in it, but we're not really using it. This is making around 400 to the wheel, and that's very conservative. The stock motor can do that. Powder coated Brembo calipers, which is pretty sweet. And he's got some rotors to match, so that kind of rounds out that whole part of it. So exterior wise, pretty stock. Got coilovers, graham lights, side skirts, not really too much more there. But other than that, this is a real typical example of a bolt-on GTR. So I'm gonna take it for a little spin. I'm gonna show you guys, give you guys a little bit of the driving experience, and hopefully you can get a better idea of what it's like to be in an R33 GTR. Let's take it for a rip. Okay, so we're inside now. You can see, spacious. It feels bigger than an R32, but I venture to say it's not. So it's kind of a misconception, I think, on these cars. But regardless, let's drive her. I forgot to mention too, this car does have cams. So you'll hear a little bit of cam. Not much though, a pretty mild Tomei cam. Like I said, this one is making around 400 horsepower to the wheel, and it's just a good reliable number for these types of cars. Just a good feeling car all around. Suspension is pretty solid. This one's been set up, Roberto set this one up pretty low, pretty aggressive. So it's not really a race car, but it is definitely aggressive enough to enjoy some corners. Just a nice car overall. And we'll park it over here. So that's the R33 GTR. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that little drive and review. Let me know what you think in the comments, and if there's anything you guys want to see, let me know and I'll do my best to showcase it as an exposed video. I'm gonna keep doing this series. I'm gonna keep doing more cars, and you never know what's gonna be next. Can't wait for the FD. Guys, I've been eating this beef jerky. This stuff's really good. I don't know if you guys know this or not. I never really talk about it, but I'm a beef jerky freak. I love beef jerky. I really like, my favorite is like the real thin, super thin sliced, like paper thin sliced jerky. Regular flavor, I don't like pepper and crap, all that nasty, spicy stuff. If you If you've got a recommendation for beef jerky, or if you've got some beef jerky I need to try, send it to me. I'll give you a shout out and really appreciate it.